This is the final episode of a 3-piece series where we talk about predicting Barcelona's new starting 11. So far we have gotten the defense, the midfield, and now let's take a look at the front line. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? Bullies here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And just before getting quickly into the video, I want to mention that, well, the Engine Room podcast is out there. I'm going to be still promoting this for a few more weeks potentially, just as all of you guys hopefully just know that we actually do have this podcast in hand. And we talked in the latest episode about Barcelona's new tactical system and the players coming through. So if you want to learn more about the youngsters, well, then go out there and check it out. I'm gonna have to interrupt this video, guys, because as you know, the news of Lionel Messi's departure has just been announced. And that means that, well, there is no right winger now, because I was gonna say here in this video that Messi should start no matter what as a right winger, but we do not know whether he's gonna be renewing. I think he's further away from Barcelona than ever before. So potentially we're gonna have to talk about different players. So this is what I got. If Messi leaves as a right winger, of course, I think the very first big player that comes out and gets some sort of recognition or will be potentially getting way more game time and be suiting into a team where he's going to be making his own is, of course, going to be Antoine Griezmann. I think that no matter what happens with Agüero, no matter what happens with Memphis Depay, and whether those players can play also as a striker, I think that Antoine Griezmann will be taking just position. He's going to be taking up Messi's position if Messi doesn't renew or whatnot. Because his creativity is still something very similar to Messi. He's able to drop in deep and cover up the same spaces that Messi previously did. Of course, he's also a left-footed player, so he has those connections that potentially Barcelona always kind of had with Messi. So he will be potentially the biggest name to be able to replace Messi currently in the squad. So now, guys, moving to the left wing position, we have Memphis Depay. And I think that Memphis Depay is going to be a starter certainly for this team, because if Koeman was asking so much time for this player, then he has to play, right? I think that Memphis Depay is a very versatile forward. I feel that even though, let's say, he hasn't been doing it at a top club where he flopped, for instance, Manchester United, I think Barcelona's is going to be a little bit different because he has learned a lot more of how to play and Koeman knows how to get the best out of this player. If you want a deeper analysis on Memphis Depay, we have devoted an entire video to him talking statistically and tactically about him, so go and check it out. That's a player spotlight. But what you have to know basically is that Depay is a very good player when it comes to just those one-on-ones, when it comes to dropping in deep, when it comes to the associative play, and he's very deadly within the box. We saw the goal that he scored against Stuttgart. He's very resourceful, and that is something that Barcelona has been lacking. And I feel that whenever he's on his run, whenever he's able to just get some form in him, he's gonna be very deadly for Barcelona, and I really cannot wait to see what Memphis Depay can offer. I'm really excited to see this player, and I'm very happy that Barcelona actually managed to get him through the door. Ansu Fati and Ousmane Dembele are other players that can play also in this left winger position. When we take a look at Ansu Fati, we have a player that now is recovering from injury, and the same with Ousmane Dembele. Hopefully Ansu Fati doesn't fall down into a very similar kind of spiral of injuries and just sitting on the bench too much like Ousmane Dembele. I think that Ansu Fati has an incredible ceiling and I want to see him back. And I know that his incorporation is going to be very good. Why? Because now we don't need to rush him. There's no need to rush a kid or depend on the 7-year-old. Before Barcelona, whenever they needed a goal, they were hoping for Messi, they were hoping for Ansu Fati. Now Ansu Fati can just simply rest, can play the minutes that he deserves, can just come in, do some appearances here and there, and reincorporate himself into football because he hasn't played in a very long time. And that is what you need for a player at his age. You need to have the patience so that he can reach his best of levels again. And I feel that he will be learning a lot from the players who are going to be coming in, from Kun Agüero, who's going to be even becoming better when it comes to his finishing. Memphis Depay is going to be better on the ball. I think that Ansu Fati has a lot to gain and nothing to lose. And that is why I'm very excited about his incorporation. And I'm going to say it, his signature for this season is a signature. It really is. He's been out for so long that we're going to be getting to see a new player again. And I know that it doesn't matter that he's a substitute for the start, and he will be. He will be playing from the bench for the very first few minutes, the very first few games, because he's coming back from a horrible injury. So of course, we need to just be patient with the kid and let him develop. Now talking about Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele is going to be interesting to say the least, because Does he have a possibility of being a player for a 4-3-3? Maybe yes, in certain situations. I feel that when it comes to breaking teams down, his pace and just dribbling skill are gonna be very useful, and hopefully he stays because of that. But particularly Dembele, I feel that if we were to play 4-2-3-1, that is where he will make his most appearances. If Messi were to play through the middle as the number 10, then Dembele will be playing as a right winger, because that's only kind of the right winger, the natural right winger that we currently have in our squad. His pace is 0 to none, and like I say, I'm very excited about what he can do when he gets back to fitness. In that formation as well, he can play through the left if Ansu Fati doesn't occupy that position already. But there are very slight chances for Dembele here this season. I think he's a player who's going to be suffering the most out of the new signings. I really do think so, because I feel he's further down the pecking order than he was last season before. Depay is immediately higher up, Griezmann is immediately higher up because of his stature as a player, and Ansu Fati is immediately higher up because of Koeman preferences. So there's got to be a lot of work to put down to Ousmane Dembele if he is to be playing. The only way that I see it is as a winger in a 4-2-3-1, and I do not think that will become too often. But then at the striker position, shall we be talking about Antoine Griezmann or El Kun Agüero? I think that, well, Agüero is a player that certainly has come in here to Barcelona to help us a lot from the box and finish a lot of the chances, and I think he will be very useful. But I do not see Agüero potentially as a starter. I really do not see it. Many people put Agüero as a front player right from the get-go. They see a front three of Memphis Depay, Agüero and Messi, but I do not see that. I see Antoine Griezmann playing above Agüero. If Griezmann doesn't leave, I feel that he will be playing as his number 9. I really do think that. I feel that his association so far with Memphis Depay is getting him some sort of arguments in the favoritism scale for Ronald Koeman. So I think that is a positive. And also do think that Memphis Depay and Antoine Griezmann can interchange positions very nicely and smoothly, and the very same way with Messi and Antoine Griezmann, because both Messi and Depay can play as a false 9 and Antoine Griezmann can play as a right or left winger. I feel that there's a very good synergy in this front three, and something that we haven't seen before in a very long time. So I'm very excited, I'm very positive, and I'm very eager to see how Koeman is able to incorporate all of these three players in the very same role. And the thing is that even if that doesn't work, you can bring in Ansu Fati to play as a number 9, but you can bring the player that we were talking about currently, and that is Kun Agüero. Agüero can come in to become the number 9, and that is a solution that we didn't have last season. And that is why this signing of Agüero is also very important, and the possibility of reducing his wages by a lot is honestly very fruitful, because we're having a player that is quality, that we know is going to be scoring some goals, and it's going to be able to fix a position that Barcelona were just lacking before. And one final player that I need to mention, that I know guys you're going to be expecting me to say, is Youssef Demir. We know that Francisco Trincao left on a loan to Wolves, and Demir came in for Barça B, but due to the preseason and the good performances of him in those games, Koeman is just taking a really good liking to the Austrian player, and honestly me too. He's a very good right winger, and his left foot is sublime. I feel that if there's an opportunity to play some few minutes in the Copa del Rey, he will be coming in as a right winger. Whenever Messi needs to rest, I think Demir is going to be coming in. And I think that we are waiting here for a very similar situation to Pedri potentially, kind of like a Pedri in an attacking role. I do not feel that Demir will certainly have as many minutes as Pedri, but Coutinho, for instance, was injured, and then Pedri just rises to stardom. The same could happen. I'm not saying Messi is going to get injured, but it's a harder position to break in. But certainly the mid is there, and I think that his performances are going to be very good. I'm a little bit disappointed that Alex Collado didn't get more minutes in preseason so far. I feel that Alex Collado was a little bit mistreated, very similar to what Koeman did with Ricky Puig, and I know that that's going to be a very big debate soon. But the thing is that the mid has just been playing better. And there's no reason to suggest as to why he shouldn't be playing as a player for this team. Like I say, in La Copa del Rey, in little few games at the end of the season or at the start maybe, I know Demir is going to be getting some few appearances, and he looks just well damn nice with that number 17 shirt on. So I feel Demir is going to be a player to watch out. So watch out for him, because he's a youngster, and he's a very good talented player that I know he's going to be making a mark at Barcelona in no time. So with it guys, here's my verdict. I'm going to be playing with Memphis Depay, Antoine Griezmann and Lionel Messi as my front three. We're going to be seeing Ansu Fati, Dembele as replacement for the left wing. For the striker position, we're going to have Kun Agüero there waiting behind Antoine Griezmann to come in and score some few goals, popping in with some few appearances there. And then Lionel Messi, of course, for the right, with incorporation of potentially Dembele as a substitute, or even Demir for some Copa del Rey games. I feel that this attack is very potent, it's very good, it's very versatile, and we have players that before we didn't, like Depay, like Agüero, of course, new signings, but they bring stuff that Barcelona were lacking, skill sets that they didn't have in their arsenal before. And I'm very excited to see how we're going to be doing this season, and hopefully Koeman can bring the best out of this team. There are very many good combinations that we could try out, and the formation is certainly something that we must discuss. So maybe in a different video we shall do that. Let me know if you want that in the comment box down below. Just let me know. That's gonna be it for right now, guys. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.